All right, guys, so the word of the day today is radiators. So you might be thinking, oh, all radiators are alike. Well, sorry to tell you, you're gonna be wrong on that. So I'm gonna show you the differences. In another video, we'll get into technical details on compositions and materials, but this is just basically giving you an overall general area of what makes a good radiator compared to a bad radiator or an inefficient radiator. So we have two types of radiator here. We have our reach radiator and we have a competitor's radiator, which will be left unnamed for obviously reasons. What we have here, if you look at the lines, these are the lines where the coolant is going to be running back from top to bottom. So we have on the reach radiator, we have 113 lines. On the competitors, you can see the same type of lines. On the competitors are gonna be only 53 lines. So more capacity, more cooling. On this one, you're gonna have less capacity, less cooling. Another interesting area where everybody thinks, oh, it's amazing. This one is nice and shiny. Why is my other radiator, this radiator, kind of dull? Yeah, well, all we want to call is zinc coating. What is zinc coating? So zinc coating is something that we spray on our radiators to protect it from rust. So you'll see aluminum radiators for shows that are really nice and shiny. That is perfectly fine for a vehicle that you're using for show. It's always indoors, in the AC, in cool areas, or it's not gonna get a lot of humidity. Obviously in the real world activation, when you're out and about in the running through snow, salt and all that, the more zinc coating that you have, the better. The less corrosion you're gonna have. Is basically paint. The only thing is, if we would paint these, the heat, it traps the heat. Zinc lets it breathe the metal. So if we go out a little bit further, you can see the difference. You see that this tone is a little bit darker, this one's a little bit lighter. This means the zinc coating on this one is a lot thicker than the competitors. So there's also your plastic. You want to make sure that when you buy a radiator, it doesn't have majority recycled plastic. We at Reach, we do not use, we use, I believe it's about 98% new plastic. Some companies will go further and use mostly recycled plastic. What's the problem with recycled plastic? Well, during the heat cycle, cooling and heating up, it creates a brittle over time, and that's when you start getting cracks in the seams and it starts bleeding out, leaking out. The other thing that you want to keep in mind on is, if you look at these, the tabs are a lot thicker than this. These little tabs are what compresses that gasket that's in there. That gasket is gonna keep that pressure inside and keep it from preventing from leaks. At Reach, we use these, which are thicker, and the metal, we reinforce it. So when it clamps on tight, it will not create leakage. This one has, since the tabs are smaller, you will see, eventually there might be a chance of some type of leakage. Remember, these systems, they pressurize 16 PSI, and that's not counting if you're overheating the vehicle. So that's one thing that you always want to keep in mind when you're purchasing a radiator. That $20–30 difference really goes a long way. So guys, next video we'll be talking about is actually metal composition. We'll go ahead and show you one of these open up in pieces, and it's actually very impressive when you learn about the different type of tubing that they use and different type of seals and gaskets that make the total package. Okay, thank you.